Hey, it's Dave Perry of Furniture Today. Welcome to Bedding Insights, another virtual presentation. Mark Jones, CEO of HSM, is with me virtually. Mark, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Dave, and thank you for having me on this virtual edition of Bedding Insights. I think many of us have adapted to virtual meetings and certainly operating our businesses literally day by day during this global pandemic.
I know it's a new reality, so let's jump right into it. And you talked about adapting. Tell us a little bit about what HSM has done to adapt to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, like most of the world, this pandemic will forevermore change how HSM operates. In late February, we took a decisive action and assembled a cross-functional team that holds these virtual meetings literally weekly at each of our 30 locations, implemented new protocols aimed at protecting our associates. These procedures range from travel restrictions, social distancing, visitor restrictions, work area prep, use of PPE, contingency planning, even had a Wellness Wednesday focused on our physical and mental health. Fortunately, and I'll knock on wood here, these actions and protocols have proved effective in helping to protect our team and their families. You know, Dave, we have over 2,500 associates, and I'm grateful that our confirmed cases are currently in the single digits.
Wow, that is a good thing. One thing, Mark, I want you to talk about is you made a real fast pivot from serving the bedding industry directly to serving the first responders in the health industry. Tell me about the pivot to healthcare, how you pulled that off so quickly.
Well, it's truly been a team effort. Our team was energized to contribute to the fight against the virus, and a lot of great ideas emerged from within our organization. You know, you referenced our medical mattresses and beds. You know, we originally thought that we'd see a great demand there. However, we pivoted in March to manufacturing masks and gowns based on customer demand and, quite honestly, the government supply chain. The teams of Hickory Springs and Atlanta Attachment worked through numerous prototypes and production methods. In fact, we saw in April the business contracted, and like a lot of folks in the industry, we started to have to lay off some of our folks, but we brought them back as we pivoted into this healthcare supply products.
Right. Tell me about the numbers. You've actually achieved some incredible production numbers. Can you kind of review those with us?
Well, we have. You know, there's been a lot of effort in the past 90 days from concept to prototype to production. I'll show you a couple of examples. I wish I had a gown with me. I'm actually on this virtual meeting with you from home today.
Okay.
But I do have one of our masks.
I like it.
There's up a little bit there.
Okay.
But sonic welds on this mask from Atlanta Attachment.
Yep.
But to your point, in the past 90 days, we've certainly pivoted and launched strong production runs in PPE, and namely masks and gowns. In fact, I'm proud to report that we'll soon exceed 1 million gowns produced.
Wow, that's just an incredible number. That really is. Let me wrap up, Mark, by asking you about kind of how the industry reopening is coming. Retailers are reopening. There are reports of some pretty good business. What's your take on how the industry reopening is coming, and how much strength do you think the industry is showing right now?
Well, I believe that there's certainly a lot of pent-up demand among customer orders who prefer to visit a showroom. You know, over the past 90 to 120 days, we've all been forced to shop online more than we have in the past while the shelter-in-place orders were in place. But I believe the consumer still values the brick and mortar, and we're starting to see some retail foot traffic pick up. All the data that we see shows that a rebound is underway and consumer spending is on the rise. I hope it's not just a sugar high. So we're certainly watching for that closely. And I would suggest that the we're seeing pickup in orders both across our bedding platform as well as our home furnishings and furniture platform. But all this will become moot if the resurgence of COVID cases across the country rises and government reinstates shelter in order places.
Yeah, well, let's pray that doesn't happen. And we're both in North
Absolutely.
Carolina, and our governor's been fairly strict, I think, on this. And let's just pray and hope for better times to come. Well, on that note, Mark, I want to thank you for taking some of your morning at home and sharing it with us. It's always good to get your thoughts. It's good to see you. You know, I think the last trip that I took, the last business trip that I took was my visit with your team at Atlanta Attachment down in Lawrenceville, Georgia. I had a great visit down there, and isn't it crazy how the world changed since that trip? We had a great time and had a great dinner at I think in Beaufort, Georgia. Beautiful sunset, and now, boy, that seems like a long time ago.
It certainly does. But again, thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning, talk a little bit about our pivot to healthcare and certainly continuing to serve our customers in the bedding industry. There's one thing that I do want to press upon. I think that one thing that we found is sourcing offshore has certainly changed how people want to go to market going forward. And I think looking at domestic production is going to be critical as we reopen. And the one piece I want to make sure that everyone has an appreciation for is, you know, we proudly operate our plants here in the U.S. and we've got the production capability and capacity to serve our customers as they come back on and bring business back home. So thank you, Dave, again.
Sounds good. I appreciate that. All right. Great being with you. Hope you have a great couple of weeks. Look forward to seeing you physically at some point. And Mark, hope you have a great weekend too. You take care.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.